So welcome. So tonight we are going to be talking about the root chakra. So I'm wearing red because it is the color of our root chakra. So tonight we're dealing with root chakra. We'll be going through all the other chakras as well, but tonight we're starting at the base, which is located, our root chakra is located right at the base of our spine. So our root chakra is our safety. So that's what we're going to be talking about tonight, is your safety and where you feel safe or don't feel safe. And then we're going to get into the energy healing so that we can release the energy that is trapped there. So before I go into the questions, to really kind of dive deep into where your root chakra is, if it's overactive or underactive, or what is really stored in there. Because remember, the way that I explain it is that every traumatic event and trauma is just a disturbing experience. And think about, as your child, a lot of things are disturbing because we don't understand. So there's a lot that probably needs to be released if you haven't done energy work before. So a couple of things that you need to know about the root chakra is, first of all, your chakras are just energy centers in your body. The second thing is that your root chakra is your safety. So it makes you feel safe. So some of the things that can, and each chakra can actually cause physical illness. So we're not just talking about the way that we think, we're also talking about our body and how our body is doing. And I know as we get older, there's things that happen with our body. And most of the time I find, and you can let me know in the comments, that, you know, if we are suffering from some physical illness, it's most likely because of our energy in that chakra center. Okay. And we'll talk about that a little bit. So the root chakra is basically safety and our basic needs. Okay. It's grounding. And we talk about grounding a lot with energy because we don't want to live up in this fantasy world. We want to ground ourselves so that we're focused and we're kind of driven to get to our goals. So our root chakra is really about achieving our goals and staying focused and feeling safe in doing so. The body functions, and this isn't about the things that are affected with the root chakra, because we're going to dive deep into the healing part. But if you have adrenal fatigue, and I just want to mention this, okay, I'm mentioning this in my book, but adrenal fatigue is very common in women, especially mothers, because our adrenal glands are overwhelmed a lot of the time, especially if you've had multiple pregnancies in a row. So if you feel lethargic, if you feel hormonal, like definitely check out your adrenal glands, research adrenal fatigue, because this is where the root chakra comes into play. So it affects your adrenal glands, it affects your bones, it can affect your kidneys, and it can affect your spine and your bladder. So if you have any of those physical illnesses, the root chakra might be the cause. So we want to make sure that we do this. This will be helpful. You look amazing. Thank you. Hips are always aching. I do work on the root chakra often. Yes. Okay. So if you have an underactive root chakra, which means that it's moving slowly, okay, you might feel anxious. You might feel fearful. Okay, this is where to me, anxiety comes from fear anyway. So you might feel anxious, you might feel fearful. Say that like 3 times fast. You might feel confused and you might feel restless. If it's overactive, you might feel self-centered, right? Because you're too grounded. You might be resistant to change. You might not see things clearly. This is where my narcissistic kind of comes in a little bit as well. You might overindulge in food, sex, money, and yeah, you might be aggressive and put people down. So that's where my narcissism comes in. So probably narcissists have problems with their root chakra. So that's just the basic knowledge around the root chakra. Okay. If you have symptoms of both, yeah, they can be overactive and underactive at different points of the day. So that's common. Okay. But let's go into your root chakra, where it's at. And this is the thing, you don't need to know if it's overactive, underactive, if it's affecting your body or not. All the point is to heal it, so that we want to release any energy in your root chakra that is trapped from events that have happened. And remember, trauma, let's change that word to wounds. And I've worked with so many people that are just affected by a look from a parent, something that the parent said, bullying in school. Like, it doesn't have to be overly traumatic, like abuse or anything like that. These little traumas that happen in childhood create a lot of energy that stays in our energy fields until we release it. And I've worked with 60, 70-year-old women who are still affected by the energy in their childhood. So that's why it's really important that you're here and that you're doing this work, because you've got to let it go. You've got to let it go. All right, so get your pen, get your paper, because I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, because we want to get to the root of the issue. This is what I teach in my programs. We want to get to the root of where your root chakra is and what's in it, right? What event, where in your past is still affecting you. So the first question that I'm going to ask you is, where do you not feel safe in your life right now? And I'm going to give you a moment of silence through each question just so you can write it down. And of course, you can always go back and watch the recording afterwards. So where do you not feel safe in your life right now? Give you a couple of examples. It could be relationship, it could be your job, it could be money, it could be family, it could be spiritually. Where in your life do you not feel safe? All right, so once you have that answer, the next question is going to be, where in your childhood did you not feel safe? I'm gonna give you a couple of minutes with that one. Just write ready in the comments when you guys are like ready to move on. Okay. So now I want you to think about that situation in childhood, and I want you to think about how it made you feel. What were the feelings? What were the thoughts? How did it make you feel to not feel safe? And then once you have that, I want you to ask yourself, how is that showing up in your life today? So what you experienced as a child and how you felt, how is that showing up in your life today? So an example, when I was younger, my father had left for like 9 years. I didn't talk to him. So I felt very unsafe, and it created abandonment issues. So that's a safety thing for me. And therefore, fast forward in my life, when my ex and I separated, it came up a lot because I felt abandoned and I didn't feel safe. And that was going back to my childhood, because it really had nothing to do with him. It had to do with back then. So how is this playing a part in your life right now? How is it showing up in your life right now? Basically, it's holding you back from something. All right. And the next question here is going to be, I want you to just close your eyes for a second. I want you to take a deep breath in and go ahead and let that out. And then I want you to ask yourself, what would it feel like to not feel this way? What would that look like for you? Maria's saying that she's having some Wi-Fi issues. Is anybody else experiencing that? We got a few people. Okay. For those experiencing, maybe log out and then come back in. And thank you for letting me know, guys. Love the participation. Love it. And then one last question. What do you need to let go of or change in order to not feel this way, to feel safe again? What do you need to let go of or change? Could be something that you can actually change in the physical world, or something that maybe you have to change within yourself. Maybe it's the way you're thinking. Could be boundaries, right? What is it that you need to let go of or you need to change in order to feel safe? So Rebecca, I'd ask you, what do you think it would feel like? I think that's what you're asking me about that question, right? What do you think it would feel like? Okay, sorry, Maria. Okay, so with those questions, I hope you guys did good. Let me know in the comments what you think. Like, did you do good? Did some things come up for you? So you don't have to let me know what came up for you, but just let me know if things came up for you and you're ready to release them, because we're going to go into the energy healing now. And this is the thing, if you don't know the answers to these questions, it's okay, because the energy healing is going to work its magic anyway. So, but if you can, because I always like to work with the mind and the energy. So if you are mentally aware of where this is coming from, it's going to be easier for you to release the energy, but then also shift your mind, right? Shift your beliefs around it. So that's why I'm asking these questions for you. But if you don't have the answers, that's okay too. You'll let the energy do the work. Get comfortable. All right, and then go ahead and close your eyes and take a deep breath in. And go ahead and let it out. And then take another deep breath in. Give your back and your shoulders a nice little stretch. Stretch it out all the way to your fingertips and to your toes. Really relax yourself here. And then go ahead and let it out. And then one last time, take a deep breath in. We're going to call in all your angels to be with you here tonight to help you release any of the energy that's trapped in your root chakra from the past so that you can move forward in your life and feel safe. Go ahead and let that breath out. All right, whatever thoughts come in, just let them come in and let them flow out. Here we go. Go ahead and take a deep breath in. And let it out. And take another deep breath in. And then go ahead and let that out. And then one last time, take a deep breath in. Give your body a nice little stretch here. And then go ahead and let that out. I hope that was helpful for you. I hope you feel like something released. I hope you feel a little bit more safe. There are 3 affirmations that I'd like you to go forward with for the rest of this week, or for the next few days anyway. And you want to write these down maybe, is I am safe. The next one I absolutely love, and I use it all of the time, is everything is always working out for me. Everything is always working out for me. And then the third one that I like is the universe always has my back. So I would suggest repeating these multiple times a day. I even have an app on my phone that pops it up for me with these and other affirmations that I use. I think it's called Positive Affirmations. So you can find an app on your phone that actually will remind you multiple times a day of these affirmations. And again, like I said, we just worked with the energy, but we also want to work with our mind. And the more that we can work with our mind does not know the difference between real and fake. I always use the example of tasting a lemon. Like if you imagine tasting a lemon right now, your mouth will start watering because our brain does not know the difference between real or fake when we're imagining something. So when we say these affirmations to ourselves, we start to really truly believe them, that it's actually real. And then that's where we want to be. These are real, right? You are safe. Everything is always working out for you, and the universe always has your back. So I hope those are helpful for you. Let me see. Much love to you. Have a wonderful week. Feel safe because you are, and everything is always working out for you. See you next time. Bye.